All right, I am live. Welcome to my channel. My name is Rochelle. This is my channel, Inviting Possibilities. This is day 10 of my 30-day challenge. So I am officially a third of the way through this. And I am so proud of myself, double digits. And as I have said, this has been a really cool experience, a lot of learning. I seem to be perpetually tired. I keep doing this at night. It's just kind of the way it keeps happening. Life is busy and kind of crazy. And so here I am. But one of the things that keeps happening is no matter how, tired or, sometimes even crappy I feel going into it, I always end up, I don't know, feeling a little better afterwards, getting a little boost from this. And that's one of the things about working with the cards. It always, I don't know, takes me to my happy place. So I have decided to do The Good Tarot again by Colette Baron Reid. I really enjoyed the reading that I did yesterday and thought that I would like to continue with this deck, at least for today. I love the art, and it's a good way to learn the tarot, which is one of the things I've been wanting to do. And hers is similar to traditional tarot. It's not exactly the same, but anyway. So I'm just going to dive right in. So I've already shuffled a little bit, but I'm just going to ask the universe, angels, spirit guides, get me a little more centered here. Anybody who's watching this, what do they need to know? What does the collective need to know today? What messages do we have? I talked about changing my shuffling, and then just as I say that, I get a jumper. So, King of Water. This is like the King of Cups in the traditional tarot. King of Water. Okay. Some people are really good at looking at the picture and kind of like getting all these downloads and intuition about what's going on. And that's kind of what I do with my soul stories, but I don't feel quite ready to do that right now here with you guys. So I open right to the page, and I'm just going to go ahead and read, and then I'll interpret. The King of Water. Generous, diplomatic, fair, gentle, a good listener, non-judgmental peacemaker, mediator. I can really relate to this. I definitely strive to have a lot of these qualities. And then there are sort of affirmations afterwards. I honor and respect all beings, including myself, and see the commonalities we share and the spirit that is in all of us. I listen to other voices and blend them with my own wisdom before settling on an opinion, making a decision, or taking an action. I gently and lovingly lead others away from fear and divisiveness and into harmonious collaboration. Oh, this was really speaking to me. This is really, for me personally, what this whole channel is about. Well, the reason why I am showing up in the first place, because I really want to help people move out of fear and into love and hope, trust, faith, um, to see the bigger picture, to feel optimistic. Um, and the whole idea of harmonious collaboration. Um, Again, this kind of ties into what I've been talking about. It's like, how do I explain it? So a lot of my readings have been talking about this idea of really owning our true selves, and our, how we show up uniquely in the world. And in doing that, in really stepping into who we truly are, then we are able to finally, for some of us, find our true sense of happiness or contentment. Because I think, a lot of us have been trained to not be ourselves in favor of fitting in and pleasing others, and following the status quo. Is that the right way to say it? You get what I mean. Like being a sheep, going along with the crowd. And I think more often than not, that doesn't sit well with people. And what ends up happening so often is people are not happy, and they pretty often fall into various forms of addiction. And I say this coming from my own struggles with addiction. Mine were kind of a little more run of the mill. Marijuana was my biggest one, but also alcohol, and kind of screens, and just kind of getting lost in things that were just kind of sucking up my time and not really giving anything back. There's a whole host of other kinds of addictions, not the typical ones. Like usually we think of like substance abuse and that kind of thing. But, there's, of course, shopping, there's food, there's being addicted to negative thinking, to being addicted to drama. And some people are addicted to being busy all the time, workaholics, or just constantly going and not giving themselves the space they need to just kind of reflect and settle in. Again, it runs the gamut. So people might say, well, I don't have that problem, but are they going home after work and turning on the TV and tuning out for the rest of the night? There's just there's a general sense of unease that I think that a lot of people have been feeling and haven't been aware of. And this last year, during this pandemic, it's forced people to have to face all of this stuff that they've kind of been able to shut out with all of these other things, kind of daily life stuff. And now it's like, oh, we're being forced to confront this part of ourselves, or maybe many parts of ourselves that we have pushed down, pushed aside, tried to ignore, because we felt like that's what was expected of us. That's what we're supposed to do in order to live the kind of life that people said was, the proper way to live. And now we are being called to step in to what really lights us up. And that's different for everybody. And And by doing that, then we are able to move into this new space. And I picked a rebirth card a couple of times, a couple days ago, or over several, 2 or 3 readings in the past. And and through this rebirth process, then we're able to blossom as this new, it's very much kind of the butterfly metaphor. But in doing that, then we are able to show up in a new way from a new space of actually feeling good. And then we can like connect with other people who are doing that same thing and really connect in a really genuine, authentic way, and collaborate. And I think, when we are in a good space, it's so much easier to have compassion, to have understanding that we are all different. There's a reason that we have different ideas and different values and beliefs and understandings, all this, because, we're all bringing something different to the table. And when we can come together in collaboration and recognize and honor each other's differences and say, wow, I'd never thought about it that way. It doesn't mean we have to agree or condone if it's, something that we really feel like, well, that just doesn't sit with me. It's fine. Like, the point is not to be like one another. It's to honor our differences, but then ultimately come together around our similarities and to understand that we are all in this together. We are all doing the, kind of spiritual beings having a human experience, right? So I don't know. I just love this. And, within this whole concept, there is, it calls for diplomacy. What else did it say? Being fair, being gentle with one another, holding the space for one another when maybe we don't get it, but we can still love it because it is what it is, rather than fighting against one another. Oh, you're a, we'll just use politics for example. You're a Republican, and I don't like Republicans. You're a Democrat, and Democrats are this and that. Like, I'm so tired of hearing people rail on one another because they identify with something. It just seems so petty to me. And so, I don't know. It's so divisive. And I would love to see the party system just go away and just have people, politics is fine. Let's vote for people based on their merits, period. But I'll get off my soapbox. So I love the idea of unity and people coming together and finding the commonalities. And there are so many. We are more similar than we are different across the board. If you are human on this planet, you are more similar than different. And I'm telling you, like, if there were aliens that were to come in their spaceship and beam down, all of a sudden, like, all these humans who hate each other would become best friends because they're like, oh my God, like, now here's really a thing that's different from me. And I hate to use that example because I would really love to see that happen too. um, but, and, some people say, oh, yeah, there have been aliens on this planet this whole time, walking around among us. And they're just really good at camouflaging, showing up as human, but they're not. So that's a whole other conversation. But again, whether we're talking about humans, whether we're talking about aliens, whether we're talking about animals, like that's another thing this says, I honor and respect all beings, including myself. And again, this is this whole idea of self-love. Like, once we love ourselves, then we have so much love that we can give and share with other people around us. And that is really, that is what my intention is in moving forward with whatever happens, is to try and be my own little bubble of light and goodness, and something that is going to affect others in a positive way, and let that ripple effect move out and affect other people. And the more people that are affected, then they are in turn affecting others. So I'm just going to leave it there. I mean, I'm already got almost 17 minutes just going off on my little tangent. So yes, this was awesome. I love this card. And yeah, hope, trust, faith. Be authentic, be yourself, and let's come together and collaborate, because that's what the world needs now. I thank you so much for tuning in. Please like, subscribe, and share if you feel inspired to. If you want to come and do your little thing. My son has a thing he likes to do, but now he's shy, so maybe on another video. So yeah, if you made it this far, thanks so much for tuning in. I'm very grateful. Mwah.